Well, hi everybody. My name is Sandra Haxley, and I'm going to be doing my movie review on the movie Frankenweenie because I saw it in the movie theater with my sister and with my dad, Regina, with my dad, with and I saw that movie with my dad and with my sister, Regina Haxley, because she wanted to see the movie. So, I haven't really done a spooky Halloween movie review in a while, so I thought maybe I could do a movie right now, or maybe a spooky movie review right now, and just tell you what I think about the movie. So here we go. Frankenweenie is basically a cartoon that's based on the original movie, or cartoon movie as it is, by Disney. It was actually remade, and the story kind of focuses on a very young boy named Victor who brings his dog back to life. It was made by the director Tim Burton. I love Tim Burton. Like, many movies that he made are really so darker, and his imagination that he uses in these movies and his clever logic is really, really nice. I thought this movie was gonna rock, and it certainly did. And I haven't seen this movie in a while, but, when I heard that it was being released right now, I thought I would go see it, so I did, and, I just really enjoyed that movie, so... this movie is actually really nice, and what Tim Burton did really nicely is that he took the really dark parts of the movie, or the story to be exact, and he just put it in this Disney movie, which kind of by far is the best Disney movie I've ever seen, because in my entire life, I actually never seen this movie before. I only saw the movie trailer for it once, but, I didn't see the entire movie, but then, you know, I did see the entire movie, and I'm really impressed. And I did see the entire movie, and I'm really impressed. That's all I can say with this movie. The plot or story simply goes like this. uh, One day, Victor, decides to bring his, dead dog back from the, dead because the dog, his name is Sparky, he got run over by a car, and a car accident happened, which caused, Sparky to be killed in the car accident, along with, like, being dead and stuff, and, like, Victor, he goes, like, his parents don't know about what he's doing to this dog, and, he goes to find out, like, how he can bring him back from the dead. So, what he does is he goes back to his house, he runs back to his house, and he's, like, really sad and stuff. And this movie kind of like some emotions that I felt when I saw this movie. Like, first of all, I really like felt really sad when that dog was run over. He was hit by a car. The main point of the story was he was trying to get like the baseball for the boy Victor, who was playing on the baseball team. And in his imagination, his like flashback, you can see that his science teacher, uh, Mr. I don't really know what the guy's name is. I think it's like Mr. Krisner or something like that, but yeah, I'm not really sure, but yeah. But really, this movie is really sad, and it's like a movie, it's like a Halloween movie, because in some parts, there's like a lot of emotion, like where you see Victor crying and there's tears coming down his eyes. That's what really made me sad. And the point is of this movie is that the dead dog Sparky, he like, goes and he causes mayhem and stuff, and to get ready for the science fair, which is in about 2 weeks, Victor decides that, he's supposed to leave his dead dog like left behind because so he can get to his experiments on time. And this other kid, this new kid, who looks like a hunchback, he wants to take his dog because his dog like wants him to be like a better science experiment so he can actually like experiment on it. But, Victor, he tries to stop this kid, but, if he wins first prize, then it's over. If he wins first prize, then it's over. So, these boys, they try to like stop Victor's plans from happening, and, there's a lot going on in this movie. And, because like they try to bring these animals back to life from the dead, like, this guy, he brings back Colossus from the dead, he looks like a hamster, like, wrapped around in the mummy clothing. And then you have this, pet turtle named Shelly, who grows into a vicious eating, like, monster. Then you have this really scary, these scary creatures. and they kind of look like aliens, but yeah, they're very nice, you know. But the point is, like, why there's like a dead eye, you know, like a dead pet turtle, like Shelley, and also Colossus, who's wrapped around a mummy clothing. He appears to be a hamster. And like Colossus, he appears in mummy clothes, and he appears to be a hamster, and the dead pet turtle, like Shelley, you know, so yeah. But anyways, this movie by far is really the best, like, really good movie. I enjoyed it a lot, and I have to say the story is actually very similar to the original one, but it's not really that similar, and it's like, you know, it's not really that similar. It's actually a very different story, but from what I can tell from my perspective, I think this movie just rocked, you know. It rocked the world because it's actually a very good movie, and I really enjoyed it a lot, you know, like, because this movie, you know, in particular is a kids movie, you know, Disney makes kids movies, so I thought, why not see this movie? Like, I'm gonna put my trust in Disney, you know, for now, because, you know, now I put my trust into Disney because they're actually very nice, and, you know, everything about, like, this movie, including the story and, like, the plot elements of this movie, they're actually very, well made, and they're very well designed, like, you know, from a perspective, you can see that, like, this really weird girl, she has, like, Mr. Whiskers, and, you know, Victor, like, you know, she tells, she tells, like, Victor that, Mr. Whiskers had a very, weird dream with him in it, and there are other flashbacks, you know, and, you know, she tells about, like, all of the stuff that happened, you know, there's this kid named Bobby, or, to be exact, his name is Bob, and then there's or 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 to be exact, his name is not Bobby, it's Bob. And yeah, there are other characters in this movie. I thought the voice acting, the actors who played in this movie were awesome, and you just get a really nice perspective that this movie is actually a very good movie. And in general, like, I really love, like, how you can't really bring, like, a dead dog back to life, you know, in real life, because that's not really possible, you know, because, you know, this scientist, or not really this scientist, this science teacher, he tells how you can actually bring the animals back from the dead. Like, you have to shoot, like, some volts or, like, some sparks into the electricity, and then turn it up very, like the sparks of electricity, like, flow through there, and you have to turn it up, like, really. They, like, sparks of electricity, like, flow through there, and you have to turn it up really loud or something like that. Or you have to turn it up very loud or very high, and then it happens, you know, like, the animal gets resurrected. It's kind of like a story, like, where, you know, where Sparky's, like, you know, kind of, you know, he gets killed, like, you know, 3 times or something like that. I'm not actually sure yet. I'm not actually really sure yet, but yeah. This movie's actually a pretty cool movie, and I should say that, you know, the story of, like, a young boy and his dog Sparky, like, bringing, like of a young boy and his dog Sparky, and bringing him back from the life of the dead or something like that, or bringing him back to life from the dead. I actually should say that this movie is actually a really great movie. The plot elements and the story, and this hunchback kid, you know, I don't know the boy's name, but he is but I don't know his name, but he's really cool, you know, the hunchback kid, you know, and he's just really awesome, yeah. And he's just really awesome, the hunchback kid, so yeah. This movie, I actually love, like, the spooky elements that they use, like, a lot of the stuff, you know, because Tim Burton, like, you know, this movie is not in color, it's, like, in the plain ordinary black and white, because, you know, movies didn't have color back then, so that's just, like, a remake of the original movie instead, you know, so yeah. Um, there's a lot of things I love about this Disney movie. First of all, you know, the elements of bringing like, a dead dog, like, back to, like, life from the dead. I think it's like a story of Boris Karloff's Frankenstein or something like that. And I think that, like, you know, when Boris Karloff played Frankenstein, there's, like a scientist who brings him back to life from the dead, and he, like, shoots, like, some volts of electricity into his body, and he actually gets like resurrected, or not really resurrected. He gets brought back to life from the dead, and he says like a line like similar to that. He says, "It's alive, it's alive," and then like you see that he's just brought back from the dead, and he can walk on his own. And there's just a lot of things that I like about this movie, and yeah. I like the characters, and this movie is really funny. The humor is really funny, and this movie is but it's kind of really sad and emotional and tragic and heartbreaking. So yeah, like some moments in it, they're really heartbreaking, and I couldn't like watch them because there's like a lot of moments, and the pace of the story is that the movie's supposed to be emotional because there's this dog and he dies, and his master tries to bring him back, but like. Yeah, that's like because the science fair is in about 2 weeks, and Victor has, 2 more days to go before he could actually like show his science experiment to like his science teacher. So yeah, um, overall, I think this movie is great for little kids and adults, no matter what age they are. It's still gonna be a really good and great movie. And I think what's a really good thing that Disney did in this movie is that they actually made this movie a really creepy movie. And it's a really nice movie. I really love it. And I think this movie is just really awesome. It's like a reimagining of the original classic that they had. And I just can't say too much about this movie, how much I love it, because it's actually a really cool movie. And Frankenweenie is actually the movie and Frankenweenie is actually the movie I wanted to watch. So yeah. Um, I love the characters. I love Sparky the dog. He's actually really awesome. And the things he does in this movie is actually really nice because he has like two bolts like stuck in his like head. And I think it's kind of like the same thing with Boris Karloff's Frankenstein with the two bolts stuck like with the Boris Karloff Frankenstein monster, because there's like two bolts stuck in his head, and you could see that the same thing happened. But yeah. And yeah, you guys. And yeah, you guys. The animation is really well done. I love the CGI special effects, especially like the explosions, the monsters, how they grow like the size of a football field, like how they grow the size of a football field, and you can actually tell that, animals don't grow in real life, and that they actually are the same size as they are. But these monsters, they were kind of terrifying because they kind of look like monsters, like they kind of look like monsters that are very scary. And yeah, I liked some of the moments and scenes in this movie. I think it's a really funny movie, by the way, and I really love Victor's parents. They have like a little bit of sense of humor in the movie, and although I can't really say too much because I don't really want to spoil this movie for you if you haven't seen it. So if you haven't seen it, I'm not gonna just spoil the movie for you and how it ends. You're just gonna have to see the movie to find out yourself. But it's a very great movie, and I really put my heart into this movie. I think it's such a great movie for kids, and for kids of all ages, this movie is really fun. And yeah, you guys, and yeah, you guys. And yeah, you guys, this is a very good movie, and I loved it. And yeah, this is a very good movie, and I love it. And yeah, I loved it a lot. Especially the soundtrack. Now, the soundtrack was really creepy, and it was also, and 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 the soundtrack was really creepy, and also the soundtrack was actually really creepy enough because it kind of creeps me out every time I played in the movie. But yeah. Overall, I think this movie is actually a really funny movie, a really depressing movie because some moment, and a really, and a really, and a really, and a really great funny, and humorous movie because it's really awesome, and a really emotional and tragic and heartbreaking movie because well, like Victor's dog Sparky dies like in a car accident. So yeah, overall, I give this movie 10 out of 10 because I really love this movie, like, all the way through the ending. I thought that the heartbreaking, like, scenes were just gonna be so great, like, to where I could watch them like they were gonna be so great, like they were gonna be so great to where I watched them again. But yeah, I love all the like I I love all the stories about monsters as well. But yeah, I think this movie was a really great Halloween movie, and I just gotta say it's actually a really great and good family. And I gotta say, it's like really a great and cute Halloween movie or a family movie. So yeah, it's a great family movie, and all families of all ages. It's a great family movie. It's a great family movie for families of all ages, and I really love this movie. And yeah, there's like a lot of story to this movie and a lot of suspense. But yeah, um, I never expected this in a kids movie. But yeah. And yeah, I never like expected this in a kids movie, but yeah, I really liked it. And I hope you guys enjoy this movie review, and I hope you guys really and yeah, I hope you guys really enjoy this movie review. And stay tuned for my other movie review. Sure, stay tuned for my other movie review. And I really like Mr. Sir, stay tuned for my other movie review. And I really liked Mr. Whiskers. He's a funny cat, and I like his I like his eyes and how he looks. But this movie kind of creep and this movie kind of creeped me out because it's really an awesome movie. And yeah, I really liked it. So, but the like weird girl with those weird eyes, she kind of creeped me out, But still, I think this movie was a really positive movie. The positive messages, uh, and the positive messages in this movie was that if your science experiment fails, don't worry, you can actually like if your science experiment ever fails, then don't worry about it because you can try to like fix it or repair it once again because that's how it works. And yeah, you guys, that's exactly the positive message in a Disney movie that, like, I really loved. I really enjoyed this movie, and although, I gotta say there were some moments in it that were really sad and stuff like that, but still, I love the cat, Mr. Whiskers. He's really funny. He I like how he meows. He's really nice, and he also purrs as well, and I like that as well because he's a really funny cat. So yeah, So he's a really funny cat, Mr. Whiskers, and yeah, I hope you enjoy this, and I will see all of you later. I hope you enjoy this movie review. Comment down below and let me know. Uh, I hope you enjoy this movie review. Comment down below and tell me what you think about this Disney movie. Or comment down below and tell me what you think about this Disney movie review that I made right now. And I'll see all of you later pretty soon. Bye-bye, everybody. And I hope you all... Bye-bye, sir. Bye-bye, everybody. And I hope you all had a really nice... Sir, bye-bye, everybody. And I hope you all had a really nice mood to see this movie as well. So, bye-bye. Sir, and I hope all of you guys had a really nice mood to see this movie as well. See you, bye-bye. Sir, and sir, and I hope, sir, and I hope you guys all had a really nice, sir, and I hope all of you guys had a really nice mood to see this movie. And I'll see all of you later. And I'll see all of you later. Bye-bye now.